Hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there. Hi guys. Just wanted to change how I introduce myself on these things because they're all the same. Today I am going to be doing a video that is about things I am ashamed to admit. This was suggested to me on Facebook by Brian, so shout out to Brian. And he also just did his first own vlog, so I'm going to throw him down the links below so you can check him out. So he's a new starter, so go easy. But so I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to do this video, and I'm going to tell you things I'm ashamed of. So enjoy. Okay, so the first thing that I'm ashamed to admit that I know I'm going to get a load of hate comments from, especially on certain groups on Facebook when they watch this. But I'm ashamed to admit I'm not mad into anime. I don't really get it. The story's never gripping. The only one anime I ever watched and I really enjoyed was Death Note, and that's because it's very well written and stuff like that. But that's the only anime I'm not really into anime, and it kind of bores me, to be honest. And every time I go to a convention and I'm looking forward to that stuff, it's always more to do with anime and less with video games, and it just they're never really good. And other than Gamescom, obviously, but that's self-explanatory. And on top of that, and here's where the major backlash is going to come from. I'm not a fan of Doctor Who either. I mean, it's not a bad show. There's a couple of good episodes. It just doesn't really do anything. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's a show. That's really it. The same goes. I'm just dissing. I'm burning bridges as I'm talking. The same goes for Lord of the Rings. I've watched all of them, and I'd watch them again, no problem. But for me, I actually love the scenery, and I love seeing parts of New Zealand and stuff like that, and there's breathtaking scenery in it. But again, I don't really care for the story too much. I don't know. It's great adventure, and you all go on and stuff like that, and it just doesn't really hold me in as well as other stuff. And the final bridge that I'm going to burn and sacrifice myself off of is Star Wars as well. I'm not a big fan of that. I've watched every one of them a good few times, and I will go and see the new one for definite because I've seen them all. Why not? I just usually find I either like a particular character or I fancy somebody in it, but I don't actually really care about what's going on or who's who, and it just, yeah, I don't. So after burning all them bridges, the reason why I'm ashamed to admit all that is because I'm a geek. I'm a gay geek and a gay gamer. More so a gamer than a geek, but like the major geek things that everybody loves, I'm like, yeah, I don't really get it. So it's just very weird to come across a geek who doesn't appreciate them to the full extent that you should be. My music, some of it is pretty shameful. I love Tattoo, the lesbian pop band from, I can't even remember where it is. It's somewhere like Russia or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I actually love their music. I actually enjoy their albums too. I have all their albums and I nearly love every song on them. I know word for word, so I'm ashamed to admit that. Another thing I'm ashamed to admit, because it is tacky, but because I'm a gay man I can get away with it, is I absolutely love Venga Boys. Venga Boys are amazing. The 90s pop band, they're just brilliant. You can't do no wrong. And I'm pretty sure everybody loves them, but it is one of those things you're ashamed to admit. So this one is probably the most worst thing ever that I'm so ashamed to admit. But I remember when I was a kid, I had double bunk beds, I had a friend over. And do you remember when you were a kid, you had those VTech laptops that were like for learning and stuff, but they were really, really, really cool. My friend had one of them, and it was almost like a laptop VTech thing. It was deadly. It was really cool. And she had this deadly game on it that I loved playing and stuff like that. And you had to collect letters, and you were in like some spaceship thing. It was stupid anyway. And I don't remember the name of that game, but if I could find it again, I would so download it and play it, even though it was for kids. But she had this deadly laptop, and she kept on about it and on about it and on about it and how amazing it is, and she's so happy she has it and blah blah blah. And then, in fairness, she would always let me play it. She never wouldn't let me play it or nothing like that. But I decided out of jealousy that if I can't have the laptop, nobody can have the laptop. So we were on the top bunk bed, like playing around or whatever and stuff like that, and I got down off the bed, but when I was getting down, she didn't see me, and this is what I'm so ashamed of this. I left it on the very edge of the bed, open, and then told her to jump up and down because it was so much fun. So she did. So the laptop went flying off the bed, smashed on the ground, and the whole thing was broken. And until this day, I have never ever told the person. I don't know where the person lives or anymore because Jesus, it was years ago. But I feel terrible for that, and that's like the most ashamed thing ever. Because I didn't only just do something that's horrible. I didn't only do something that was horrible to a nice person. I also did something horrible to a nice person because I was jealous. It's just like, it's the most ashamed thing I could ever admit to. I can't top it. I can't. Another thing I'm ashamed to admit is I can be quite hipster. And I know they're not the coolest thing at the moment, although like in Dublin, if you look at restaurants and stuff like that, it's all gone pretty hipster. And I don't mean the hipster as in the people that look like gay men who crawl out garbage and buy stuff from Top Man and they think they're hipster. I mean normal, proper hipster people who don't actually try and be hipster. I can be quite hipster too, and I actually quite like it. So I am a bit ashamed to admit that because it's not a cool thing and it's not what everyone wants to be. But hey, I can't help it. I just am. So the final thing that I am very ashamed to admit is I was talking to this guy before and things were going great and it was really nice and all that kind of thing. It was all hitting off, and I said I would meet him in town. And we were supposed to meet up and the first time meeting each other and, you know, go for coffee, that kind of thing. And I said I'd meet him outside HMV on Grafton Street. And I was walking up and I was looking forward to it and I was like, oh, this is great. And because I was younger, obviously I was self-absorbed and stereotypical, so I was like, oh, this guy's gorgeous, he's really hot, blah, blah, blah. And as I came closer to... As I came closer to HMV, I saw the guy, and this is no disrespect to anybody out there, but I tend to like very masculine men. I don't like very feminine men as a partner, as friends and all that. That's great, I have no problem. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that either. But just as a partner, I find it irritates me for some reason. I don't know exactly why. But this guy anyway, I could tell straight off, and it was horrible, but I could tell straight off he was very, very, very feminine. And I did not like him at all. I knew from 2 seconds in I did not like him at all. And he did not notice me. So I quickly kept walking by on the opposite side of the street, got by somehow, and decided to send him a message saying that my mom was taken to hospital and that I couldn't meet up and I'm really sorry, I have to head back out of town. And it was all because I was younger and I was stupid, and you know, when you're younger, oh, everyone's gorgeous, so you have to be good looking, blah blah blah, as everyone does when they're younger. And I think I was about like 15, I think, at the time. So in my defense, I was young and stupid. I wouldn't do that now. I would still go for a date and I would try to get to know him, and he'd probably have a lovely personality, it'd be fine. Back then, I didn't think that way because I was a stupid little kid, as we all were. So I'm pretty ashamed to admit that I walked down the street, right past him, judged him purely on only looks, and continued on and kind of just left him there. So yeah, that's another horrible thing I'm ashamed to admit. These are to prove my point. They are not for seeing, they are just for wearing. Anyway, thanks a million guys for watching, and as usual, like and subscribe, share me around the place, everything you can do. It's great fun. I think I'm on 1,100 views now, and I think I have like 40 odd subscribers, and only like a week and a half ago I had 32. 8 sounds like it's so little, but when you're starting from the bottom trying to get to the top, it's actually a lot. So thank you to you guys, and as usual, by the way, this keeps popping up because it's blazing sunny out there, then it goes and lashes and then it's blazing sunny again, and I'm not arsed to go edit this out, so this will be here. Anyway, thank you very much guys, and bye.
Ready, aim, fire.